Hi, my name is Colby Sharp, 5th grade teacher. Welcome to my channel. Here we talk about getting kids excited about reading. If you love getting kids excited about reading, give this video a thumbs up. Today we're talking about 10 books, 10 picture books. The first 10 picture books that I read my 5th graders to start the new school year. This is one of my favorite videos to make. I love it so darn much. We started our year like we do every year with This is a School by John Shue, Veronica Miller Jameson. It's a beautiful book about what a school is, what a school can be, kind of like the type of school that we strive to create here. One of the things that my kids kept saying over and over and over and over again when we were discussing this book was community. That word kept coming up. They loved the community. They loved that sense of belonging that you felt like if you were in this school. And that's the culture we want to create here. We want this to be a special place, and that really laid the foundation for the work we want to do in this classroom in building just one of the best communities you're going to find anywhere. So we love this book. This will actually also be the last book that we read at the end of the year. Kind of like that full circle moment. This is a school. Check it out. I'll put a list of all of the books that I'm talking about down in the descriptions with links in case you want some more information on them. Okay. I don't remember the order that I read them in. I do remember this was the second book that we read, Sour Apple. Isn't that so fun? So this apple, sour apple, it's not like all the other apples, friend. It's not like all these other apples that everybody wants. It's not. Kind of lonely. Feels different. Doesn't feel like it belongs. Kind of sad. But the journey to discovering why Sour Apple is special is a magical one. I want all of my kids to feel special. All of my kids to feel like they belong, that they matter, that they're special and unique. So we read books like this, and we talk about that. But when we don't feel like we belong, like we don't feel when we left out, but seeing the beauty in us, the magic in us, the potential in us, right here, Sour Apple, amazing. Okay. Everyone's got a job. Everyone's got a role. We all matter. If someone doesn't do their job, someone doesn't do their role, we're not functioning on all cylinders, things aren't going to go well. It's going to be a disaster. Carl learns that in Carl and the Meaning of Life by Deborah Friedman. Just this worm gets asked the question, like, why? Why are you digging? Why, Carl? Seriously, why are you digging this hole? This little mouse wants to know. Carl's like, I don't know. So Carl goes on this journey to find the meaning of his life. Come to find out, when Carl stops doing his job, bad things happen. Bad things happen. We all matter. We all belong. Without each and every one of the people in this classroom, we can't be as great as we want to be. And we want to be great. We want to be special. We want to be unique. We want to be the absolute best ever. We're trying to do great things in here. Carl, leading us towards greatness. Let's go. Okie dokie. We did this quick write from the Creativity Project. It's actually right there, the Creativity Project. And there was, do you remember? Look at this. It's an I remember prompt where they're creating a list of all these things that they remember that they might write about one day. So we read this book because number one, it's beautiful, it's awesome, and it's about these small moments that this mother and son remember. Seriously, it's just like these beautiful moments. You realize, something happened to this family, something not so great. And they're trying to remember some of the joy that they had together. Oh, my heart just goes out for this one. I love sharing this. And then they had so many ideas that weren't just like, didn't have to be like going to an amusement park or doing something wild, going on this vacation. They remember these beautiful moments. Picture books. Okay. So I'm Sorry You Got Mad is a brand new book. And it's about a boy who is a jerk, makes a bad choice to another kid in class. And he has to write an apology note, say sorry. This is what he wrote. Sorry. Obviously, that's not going to cut it with the teacher. Sorry, Zoe. Dear Zoe, I'm sorry you got mad. It's a little note from his teacher. He needs to step it up. Holy smokes, this is hilarious. It's funny. We also talked about what a good apology is. We talked about times where we were forced to say we were sorry when we didn't want to, we didn't feel like it, and why it's important that we make up for the mistakes we make and we make things right. I can't imagine a classroom not reading this book ever again, any grade. It's so important that we all can feel safe, and we're all gonna mess up. How we fix it, how we take things to the next level, how we get back on track, how we regain the trust of people when we lose it. Read that book. Okay, so we've also been talking about curiosity. We have this new character curriculum, and the word has been curiosity. So we've been reading a couple of the first 10 books. Are there 10 books here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more is over there. I'll go get that one in a minute. That's a special one because it's not out until 2025, but it's actually sitting over there. I can see it, but you can't. Can you? Can't see it. All right. So, the first one we read when we were talking about curiosity is Me, Jane. It's number one of the most beautiful, top 5 picture book for me of all time. Top 5 picture book for me of all time. You see Jane Goodall? See little Jane Goodall there? No, you didn't. Okay, so I read this book. It was beautiful. And it's really about Jane Goodall as a kid, and like the person she was as a kid led to like this one of the most amazing scientists in the history of humans. It's beautiful. And it also, friends, it also has, I'm not going to show you, it has the greatest page turn of all time. So I got to introduce to them what like magical page turns. If you read this book, you know, but right here, if I turn this page, I'm not going to do it. It's the best page turn in the history of children's literature. So yeah, I'm really excited. Like we're also getting them excited. Not only are we talking about curiosity, not only are we teaching them how books work and the magic of books and end papers and cases and covers and all the stuff. We're also teaching them about curiosity, doing magical things, living the dream. We're just having so much fun here in 5th grade. Me, Jane. Okay, another one about curiosity is The Yellow Bus by Lauren Long. And what I did for this book was this, there's an author's note at the end and some extra information. I just read them this part about Lauren going for walks and for years and seeing this bus and wondering about the life of a bus and how that idea and that curiosity about that bus led to this book that they were mesmerized by, absolutely mesmerized by. So, you know, I'm just doing great things. If you haven't read this book, I don't know how I can live in a world where this isn't like a #1 New York Times bestseller for, at least on the list for like 60 weeks until everyone has a copy. It's just that beautiful. It's magical. Yellow Bus. Okay. One of the things that I do at the end of the year is we vote on their favorite picture book of the year. So we'll read probably between 140 and 200 picture books during the year. And then they have to decide as a class what their favorite one is. And I let them know that it will be a book that I read to, taking a breath, I'm just so excited, that I'll reread them that book at the end of the year after they decide. And then I promise them that it will be one of the first 10 picture books I read the next class. And last year's winner, we got to read. Big. The conversations we have around this book, this is one of the best books ever. And it's about this girl. If you haven't read it, many of you probably read this, but if you haven't read it, she's just so sweet and big and cute. And then as she gets a little bit older, people aren't the kindest about her size. And she really struggles with how people make her feel. And there's this turning point in the story where she realizes some things. And it's just one of the most beautiful books. And I'm so thankful that we had a community in here that picked it as their favorite read aloud of the year. And I said all of that stuff about how they picked it and how much it meant to them and the conversations we had. So the kids were over here on the carpet, they were all in, laser focused, pumped. They knew it was a big deal that we were gonna read this book. So building a community. Okay, I'm not sure how many of these, I know Mr. Shu's book, that might be the only one, maybe this one, that were at first 10 read alouds of the year last year. This one was. This book, The Rabbit Listened, about this kid, named Taylor, who builds something special and it gets knocked down. And then all these creatures come up and try to fix it or want to talk about it or want Taylor to get mad or want Taylor to go knock someone else's thing down. And they're just not like trying to help Taylor and give Taylor what Taylor wants. So eventually the rabbit comes and the rabbit listens. And then Taylor can feel all of those different emotions. And it's just beautiful. And it's always captivating in here to just experience them experiencing this book for the first time. And they had read this book before. This was maybe one of the first classes I remembered reading it, but still the way that it seemed to move them was really special. Listen, one more book. Remember, there's a list of all of these down in the description. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, 2025, March 4th, 2025. John Shu, Holly Hatam, Ruthie Rose's Big Idea. How exciting is this? How the art in this, the story, right? We're talking about curiosity. Honestly, the art feels like it's just going to come out and touch like I can just touch, I just want to touch things. Let me show, like Ruthie's room at the very beginning. Like, look at this. Don't you just want to like touch all that stuff? Like, look, seriously, look at that library card pillow. But friends, I love this book. It's about a girl who's got a big idea and watching that idea bloom into something marvelous. Seriously, look at that, and fantastic and inspiration. And look at that. It's just so, it just feels like it's picking me up as I'm reading and just lifting me up. And I loved every second of it. I loved sharing this book with kids. It was a magical experience. So those are the 10 books that I read my 5th graders to start the school year. Holy smokes. I hope you found something awesome to share with the readers that you serve. Thank you so much for tuning in. It means the world to me. I hope you have an awesome, fantastic